Hello everyone, it's Junie checking back in with all of you. Didn't get a chance to really tell everybody I was going live, but I am going to go over this upcoming full moon, just to see, everyone's rising sign, and I'll also try to pull a few tarot cards. And if you guys are up for it, at the end of the reading, the astrology reading for the full moon, we can try to do some true crime readings if you'd like me to do that. Okay, so let me just burn a little bit of sage here. I just burnt my thumb, like really bad, right before I came on. So just give me 1 second. Just burn a little bit of sage. All right. So we're going to go over everyone's rising signs. So, and talk about this upcoming full moon. So remember, Jupiter is in the sign of Leo right now. Hey, RJ, how are you, sweetheart? Hey, Miss Susie Q, not today, Satan. Hey, Tease Louise. I hope you're doing good too, sweetheart. Hey, Karen. I miss you guys. So I wanted to go over everyone's rising sign. I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in here. It's been a little stressful, but I'm okay. Okay, we're going to do everyone's rising sign and what your rising sign, and then where the moon is going to be transiting. If you're rising, so if you're an Aquarius, right, the moon is going to be transiting the first house, okay? So the moon and Pluto will be together, and it will oppose the opposition. So remember, in astrology, what is opposite or opposed you is 180 degrees apart. So 3, 6, 9, 120, 150, all the way. I believe it's 180 degrees apart. Yeah, an opposition is 180 degrees apart. I think so. Because each one of these houses is 29.59, and then it goes to 0. So a true cusp is 0, 0.00. That's like a true cusp. So yeah. Okay, so we'll go over each rising sign and where the moon and the sun are going to be at. Everybody else doing okay? How are you doing, Karen? How are you doing, Tease Louise? What's up with you, Susie Q? Anything new? Let me see, I can't. Everybody doing okay? How's work going, RJ? I miss you too, Karen. Is work going good, RJ? You've been real busy, keeping cool? 100 degrees down here. Wow. Yeah, we had that last week. Actually, because we do service and we have trucks out on the road at my job. Yeah, we weren't. We were sending people home at noon because it just got so hot. I mean, even if they had water in their trucks and stuff, it's so hot. You're a little tired, Tease Louise, but you're doing okay. Okay. Oh, good. You're going on vacation next week. Where are you going? You got to take us with you, RJ. You got to fit us in your little suitcase and throw us in the trunk. Thank you. Hey, No Lie Gemini. How are you, sweetie? I hope you're going someplace nice, RJ. Oh, yeah, I hear you. Sometimes you're doing a stay vacation where you stay at home. What's new with you, Miss Gemini? Everything going okay? Here, don't mind me, guys. I just got out of the shower, so my hair is like soaking wet, and I have it up in a bun. I have like no makeup on, so yeah, I'm just gonna go over the astrology with you guys. Okay. Yeah, it got really hot down here. I was like, I better jump in the shower before I go live because I was sweating, man. Even though the AC's on, it's still hot down here. I don't understand it. Not much is happening, no lie, Miss Gemini. How is everything with your brother the last time I talked to you? As good as it can be, right? Thanks, Tease Louise. No lie, Gemini, just remember, just hold on, girlfriend. Just hold on. Even if you got to hold on with that little tiny pinky of yours, hold on tight, okay? We got some crazy astrology, and it's like I said, I always get a little intimidated by it, but I'm going to do my best to explain it the best that I can, you know? So, all right, so for Aquarius, if you're an Aquarius rising, the moon, the full moon in Aquarius on the 29th, it's going to be going through your first house of your appearance, your self-identity, who's behind the wheel, who's behind the helm of that wheel, how you look out at the world and how the world looks back at you, your sense of style, your aesthetic. So the first and the fifth house, they kind of have a little bit in common. But the fifth house is more so like children, creativity, pleasure. It's the house of leisure, going out. It's the house of hooking up and things like that. But it also is the house of self as well. Thyself, and this house also rules self, right? So you think of the sun. The sun is basically, you know, your identity, your ego. If you think about in Latin, the word ego means self. I. Ego in Latin means thyself, okay? I, me. So ego, Lego, there's where you get it from, right? So, yeah. Chart parts AC. Let me go back. Hold on. Hey, Krista, it's good to see you, sweetheart. Chart parts ascendant 11 degrees Sagittarius, 0 degrees moon, IC cusp. Yeah. Okay. So you're Tease Louise, you are a Sagittarius rising. Okay, he is mean, but yesterday no one remembered his birthday but me. Aw. So it made me cry. And even though he didn't remember, I reminded everyone of his birthday. Aw, Gemini, you're so sweet. That's our Gemini. Geminis know everyone's birthdays. They're good at communicating. They're good at networking. It's natural for you guys. Your AC is 11 degree Sag. So this full moon is going to be taking place in the 6th degree. So so it's really going to affect our fixed signs, like Scorpio, you know, Aquarius, the 6th degree. So, and if any of you have any planets that are at the 6th degree, so like, let's say your Mercury is at 6 degrees, or your Venus is at 6 degrees on your chart, pay attention to that, okay? Because there could be just this theme of 6 degrees. So the moon will be in 6 degrees on the 29th, and the sun will also be at the 6 degrees. So in transit with the moon is a conjunction with Pluto and the moon for Aquarius rising, okay? And then for the opposition, the sun has a conjunction with Jupiter. So this is going to put a lot of focus on things like, one, your identity, your ego, thyself, because the sun is thyself. Jupiter is there, so it's going to make it bigger. So Neptune 6 degrees Scorpio, 11th house. Okay. So that's going to put focus on your networking, your friendship groups, maybe an older sibling, possibly older brothers. I always think the 11th house is connected to older siblings, older brothers. Your community, your friendship groups, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. So it will put a focus on anything that's 6 degrees. Okay, it's all right. I'm still considered a baby too, Krista. So we're all learning together, guys. So Aquarius rising is going to have, first house themes when the moon transits through there. So that axis is like tension between impulses and partnerships. There might be something that comes to light for Aquarius risings with relationships. There might be a hidden secret because Pluto hanging out with the moon like that, guys. Pluto is, think of Pluto as, yes, he's Hades. He's not the devil. Everybody gets him confused with the devil. Pluto is not the devil. Remember, Pluto has a heart, okay? You guys know Pluto has a heart, right? I'll show you pictures of Pluto. If my internet is on, pics of Pluto with his big heart. Just so you guys know, he's not all evil, okay? He's the great leveler. Do you see him here? He's got a big ass heart. Do you see his heart? It's right there. Okay, so Pluto is Scorpio. He's connected to the 8th house, okay? And, he does have a heart. So don't be too hard on our Pluto. He does love deep. He's very loyal, okay? Secretive, shy, and loyal. All right, so you could have some relationships come up, secrets that might be exposed, maybe at work or with partnerships, with marriage, with people that you have contracts with, where you might find a discovery. Now, for Trump is a Leo rising, so this is going to affect him in the same aspect, the same way, and me too, because I'm a Leo rising. So this energy here, ego and tension between individualism, impulsism, and partnerships, and balancing that. So if you think of a president who is a Leo rising, what would his relationships be, right? So as a president, a president's relationships are his neighbors, people that he does business with, neighbors like Iran, neighbors like Canada. So it's really going to put a focus on that for me too, but I'm not a president. I'm a Leo rising like Trump, but I'm not a president. So we look at the president because why? Because his astrology chart directly affects all of us to some degree, and it's more like global. So I'll touch on a little bit of global, and then I'll touch on our personal stuff too. All right, so let's pull an astrology card for Aquarius rising. All right, we're going to just pull a astrology card, or not astrology card, a tarot card for Aquarius rising. What does Aquarius rising need to hear right now, Spirit? Well, I'll turn on the spirit box if you guys want me to. So with Jupiter with the sun as well, think of the themes that were happening in the years of 2014 to 2015, Jupiter is going to kind of re-emerge these same themes in your life. Think about the year 2002 and the year 2003. Think about 1990, 1991. These are times that Jupiter has been with Leo, okay? So those themes are still playing out here. And with this opposition, with this moon, it could bring on things as well from that. Now, a full moon, think of your full moon as like this. So the new moon is when you start to plant your seeds and you start to come up with ideas and you're brainstorming. You might not even realize that you're brainstorming, but you are. There's things happening around you during a new moon that kind of happens in the dark, kind of in the conscience of your mind, where you might start to set little goals for yourself. By the time that the moon gets to the first quarter, things start coming to fruition, and you might start to see, like the first quarter is when the moon is half, right? When you look up at the sky and the moon is half full. During that first quarter, that's when the seeds that you planted, you start to have an idea of what direction they're going to be going in. By the time the full moon comes, okay, all the things that you have been working on for the past couple of weeks start to come to fruition, okay? And when it comes to fruition, because it's happening in the sign of Aquarius opposed Leo, those themes will play out in your plans. And usually a full moon is kind of like a climax. It's a buildup of emotions, and then there's a release. And sometimes these full moons can be very stressful, okay? Because it's because it's in that Aquarius themes. So we need to expect the unexpected. We need to realize. They're beeping at us. Hey spirits. Hey spirits. Okay, so we need to realize that when we're dealing with Aquarius, oppose self, oppose the sun, with Jupiter making it bigger, it could directly affect us, okay? And to expect the unexpected sometimes, because Uranus, he always kind of throws a wrench in things. But even if he does throw a wrench in things, it's happening for a reason. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. Yes, it does. Yeah, I like numerology. Thanks, Tease. I'm trying to read. Hold on a second. Yes, Gemini. Yes, so is 22 and 33. Yes, and 22 degrees, those are master numbers, right? No lie, Gemini, 22 degrees. And Pluto is regeneration and rebirth, cycle of life, which includes death. Yep. He's like, Pluto is the great leveler that levels things, dredges things up, exposes secrets, exposes power dynamics, exposes obsession, and the things that we might be obsessed with, and how it affects us, how we give our power away. Pluto is how we value things, how we value other people's things, value other people's possessions, sex, death, taxes, inheritance, okay? Other people's belongings, other people's money, and how we value those things. So when you look at it, and for this with Aquarius rising and opposing Leo like that, think about, how do we give our power away in our marriage? How do we give our power away in our friendship groups, right? I hope that makes sense. Numerology explains a lot that people don't understand. Yeah, Uranus brought us the printing press and the bomb. Yes, it did. Sure did. And a lot of air flight, a lot of technology. So this this full moon could bring, we're going to hear a little bit more about aliens is going to come to light, guys, because Aquarius is connected to aliens, all right? So flying saucers, anything that flies through the sky. If you are flying, just double check. Mercury is gone direct, so we're not in a retrograde anymore. Mercury is moving. So if you're traveling, just expect things, if a wrench is thrown in your plans, don't freak out. It's meant to be, okay? So just take your time, cross your T's and dot your I's. Saturn is in retrograde today. So when Big Daddy Saturn, who is Kronos, who is Father Time, okay, he goes back, and we probably are going to have court cases relooked at. He's going to focus on judges. He's going to focus on government on a global level, on a personal level. When Saturn goes retrograde, he kind of puts a speed bump in our way to make sure we slow down and do things right. He will reward you if you do the hard work. Saturn is the guy that tells you no. Okay, he's the guy that's like, nope, it's not gonna go the way you planned. So we're gonna do it this way instead. So that's kind of what's happening. Still caution, Mercury will be in shadow phase for a couple more weeks. Yes, so just expect the unexpected with that. But he has started to come out of his retrograde. He's starting to move normal again. Whoops, hold on. I'm trying to shuffle the cards for Aquarius. All right, what does Aquarius rising need to hear right now? Okay, so Aquarius rising. This is the Fool in reverse. So this could be a little bit of anxiety about not really knowing what lies ahead. Try not to take too many risks because you have this theme going on, you know, with with self and relationships. Try not to be too impulsive making decisions. Slow down, think things through before you judge or before you make a rash decision. I would say slow down and learn. Aquarius risings, learn to have patience with yourself. And if there's something that you don't know about and you're curious about it, now is the time to learn it. Okay, where technology could really help you, and you could have an epiphany. You know what I mean? So, because Aquarius does rule technology. All right, spirits are still saying hi. Can you guys hear it beep? Hey, Sweetly, how are you? It's good to see you, honey. All right, so the next one is Capricorn rising. So Capricorn rising, let's see. All right, so Capricorn rising is going to affect their second house. It's going to transit the second house, okay? So the moon is going to transit through here. That means the sun and Jupiter are going to be in the 8th house. So the moon and Pluto are going to be going through your house of money, possessions, how you value your belongings, how you value your assets, your work ethics, things of that nature, how you value yourself. Are you giving your power away? Because it's opposing, the sun is in other people's money, putting a light on inheritance, putting a light on, rebirth, renewal, death and renewal, something coming to an end and something coming to a beginning. How you value yourself and how you value others, how you value other people's possessions, okay? So let's pull a card for Capricorn risings. All right. Capricorn rising. What does Capricorn rising need to hear today? What does a Capricorn rising need to hear today? What does a Capricorn rising need to hear today? Yeah, well, Walter, I was talking to the spirits last night before I went to bed. They've said so much about Nolan Wells. It's crazy. Yes, I hear. I talked to my dog on Spirit app last night. Even though he was 17, he sounded like a little baby. Well, a child, still a blessing I needed. Oh, that's so sweet, real Gemini. Yeah, I have major themes going on with me too, because like I have mine is the 7th house is transiting. My moon is transiting my 7th house of relationships. I got a lot going on too. Okay, what fell on the floor was 2 cards, but I'm gonna use them because I feel like I should. So, hi, kitty. Okay, kitty. You okay? Come here, kitty. All right. So for Capricorn rising, things are coming to a full circle. Things are coming to fruition. This is a very positive card. If you're thinking about traveling, if you're thinking about goals or whatever you've been working on, you know, it's when Saturn will kind of reward you for the hard work. You might feel like things are starting to make sense now for you. The Justice card is in reverse. So there might be some type of injustice that you experienced in the past. Possibly something with inheritance. Why? Because our taxes, our inheritance, or other people's money. Because there's an injustice here. But with that injustice, we still have this card connected to it. Because they fell out together. So I'm going to read them together. There could be a little bit of dishonesty or lack of fairness. If you are having any type of legal battles about value or possessions, just know that it will work out. It's been a long, slow process, but I do feel like with this World card connected to this imbalance of lack of justice, that it will work out. June is, wow, sorry, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Just a lot going on. Okay, so the next one is Sagittarius rising. So if you're Sagittarius rising, that means this, you know, and remember, like I said, listen for the 6th degree or fixed sign degrees or the 6th degree. Because the 6th degree is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th degree is your health, your wellness, your routines, your, you know, how you work, your work ethics, how you take care of your small pets, how you take care of your domesticated animals, things like that. And, you know, just with overall things on your daily routines, your daily habits, okay? So you have an Aquarius full moon at a 6th degree that's affecting your daily habits, all right? Your daily work routines or your daily routines, all right? So for Sagittarius rising, no, wait, where am I at? Sagittarius rising. So this would be happening in your 3rd house, and the opposition will go to your 9th house. I hope this makes sense, what I'm trying to explain to you guys, so you guys understand it. I feel like this is easier to understand than me having up the chart with all the lines and everything on it. Did you do Aquarius? I think I am rising yet. Yes, I did Aquarius first. Aquarius rising is happening between your 1st and 7th, your 1st and 7th houses. Sorry, I had to take my dog out. He was going crazy. Aw, okay. All right, so for Sagittarius rising, Jupiter is with the sun, and that's working out good for Sagittarius. Jupiter is your planet, or can bring light to things and make things bigger and bring attention to it. So it can go either way. Jupiter is one of those planets. Like even when we do true crime, whenever I see Jupiter in the 1st house for our victims, I'm always like, oh, because it really could go 50-50. I mean, sometimes it works out really, really lucky for them, and sometimes it's like they get it over the top and it doesn't work out for them. So Jupiter is one of those planets. It's like whatever he's near, he's going to make it bigger. So he's your planet, Sagittarius, Jupiter, who is Zeus. All right, so the moon is transiting your 3rd house, which is going to bring a focus to your siblings, maybe children, younger children, short distant trips around your local neighborhood, you know, inland journeys, maybe going to the beach for the day or going to the park for the day. Hi, spirits. I think they agree with that. Aquarius rising too. I'll replay later. Okay. Yeah, so you guys are here. Your moon is coming through here and the sun is coming through here. So it's putting a focus on you, yourself, your appearance, your identity. Be careful with doing anything impulsive, because you can expect something unexpected with that Aquarius moon. Like I said, the full moon is usually like a climax to whatever you were working on during the new moon. And then the first quarter, you kind of have an idea of what's going on. And by the time the full moon comes around, it's like an epiphany or an emotional release. Okay, and this is all going to be happening on the 29th. Yeah, they're talking. They're definitely ringing the bell. And there's nothing over there except my daughter's roller skates now, and the cat's playing with the roller skates. Okay, nothing electrical is over there. All right, so this is putting for our Sagittarius rising. If you were thinking about going on a long distance travel, or maybe you might have a religious belief that you're a belief system that you're letting go of, or that you're reconsidering, because this can really go on with, well, how you communicate, your neighbors, your siblings can bring a focus to that, and short distance journeys. The opposition is long distance journeys, but it also is how you have faith, or how you have an ideology about something. And you could really begin to question, this ideology. You could also question information, okay? Communication that comes into you. You might second guess it. So just cross your T's, dot your I's, double check any communication that is coming through, because it can really put a big focus on that, especially over the internet, especially AI. Because Aquarius new moon, our full moon, is connected to AI, aliens, computers, travel, even storms, because it is the sky god. So think about storms swarming up in the sky. The reason why we're having all these fires right now is because Jupiter is in Leo. Leo is the sun. It is hot. Jupiter is big. He's going to make it bigger. So it's like a match. Just like Mars can be like an igniter too. Jupiter is also that igniter that makes things bigger. So that's why we're having all these fires, forest fires, and all these fires, because Jupiter is really close to the sun, and that is heat, hot, okay? And I still think we're going to hear more information about summer wells, and I really think maybe like a week before the eclipse coming up on August 12th, maybe like a week before the eclipse and a couple weeks after the eclipse, I do believe we're going to have a focus on summer wells. I really feel that. Hopefully we'll get some type of answers, but something's going to pop. I don't know what it is, but I do feel like something's going to pop around that moon and around Don Wells that is on the chart. Not that I'm saying anything bad about Don Wells. I'm just saying that there's going to be focus and something may come to fruition. I really feel that way. Feeling super cautious lately. Avoid all AI. Jupiter expanding, climate change. Yes, exactly. So did I hear mine after all but didn't understand? Oh, okay. Well, I'll try to go back a little bit. Let me just try to get everyone done, Karen, okay? Okay, so what does Sagittarius risings need to hear right now about their 3rd and 9th house being hyper-focused right now? What does Sagittarius rising need to hear right now with communication, with travel, with ideology, with spirituality, with belief, with siblings, with neighbors? This can bring attention to neighbors and communication for Sagittarius risings. What does Sagittarius rising need to hear right now? Okay, I got 2 cards that popped out. Actually 3. All right, so I will tell you this, Sagittarius rising. If something comes in, I would double check it. There might be a little bit of an illusion here or a half-truth. And somebody might have promised you something, but it's not really good news. Like you thought it was something, but it's not what you thought. Maybe you were hyper-focused on it on the before, but Sagittarius rising, that hyper-focusedness is you're starting to withdraw. and you want to kind of hide. I feel like there was some type of conflict in your past, and I feel like there was a struggle in your past. I feel like Spirit is telling me siblings. Is Sagittarius rising having issues with siblings? Spirit. Now they're not going off. Dang, this cat is crazy. Holy shit. Did you guys see that picture I posted of the cat last night? He walks on his back legs. He's crazy. This cat is nuts. And like like if you walk around the corner, he's always like hiding behind the corner, and he runs out and pounces on your feet when you're walking. He's gonna end up. He does it on the stairs too. Oh, your Wi-Fi keeps freezing. Yeah, this cat is. He fits in just fine here. All right, so okay, so Sagittarius rising. I do feel like there was some type of tension and conflict in the recent past, and you were hyper focused on it, and you were kind of fixated on it. But now you're letting that go, and I would double check any emails, text messages, or somebody calling you and making you a promise. Just be cautious, because it might not be what you expect. There might be someone that's not telling you the full truth about a situation. Okay, now that's just my opinion. Remember, this is all alleged. And this is, us just coming together as a spiritual family. You do not have to take this as actual fact. Please, please, please do not make life-altering decisions because I'd say something about a tarot or astrology reading. This is just for guidance and support, okay? All right, so Sagittarius rising. Now Scorpio rising is next. Oh, Spirit agrees. He agrees. All right. Thank you, spirits. We love you. You guys are awesome. Man, my cards are flying everywhere. Okay. All right. So Scorpio rising. Scorpio risings are going to have a lot of focus on family. The moon is going to be in transit of your house, your fourth house, of your family heritage, your safety, your security, your home life, your private life, your private, where you feel safe, basically. And your emotional health, your emotional mental health, including your emotional maturity, okay? So what is opposing that is family life is opposing the 10th house of career, family, and your reputation. So your work ethics and things like that. Now the 10th house also has family in it as well. So family reputation, your professional life, your public image, and it's opposing your family and your security and your safe place, okay? So I would say with Aquarius going through the house of family, with the Aquarius moon going through the house of family with Pluto, there is a transformational energy happening in the house of family for you. And it is opposing yourself and how you present yourself to the world. So that could be a lot of this could be a tough one actually for our Scorpio risings, because your family life is directly bringing to light your reputation and your career and your professional life, your public image, okay? And the 10th house is kind of like, so like you think about like, this is my family, and this is how I love my family, how I emotionally take care of my family. And then what's opposed that is how I provide for this family, right? How the house of career and reputation is how I put myself out there, and how people see me in my work ethics and my overall reputation in my professional life. So this is how I love. This is how I can take care of the people that I love, right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's see what Scorpio rising needs to hear right now with this 4th house energy. Hey, Meme Jeans. It's good to see you, sweetheart. Yeah. Welcome back, Gemini. Hope you're doing good, Meme Jeans. All right, so what does Scorpio rising need to hear with the moon in Aquarius transiting through their house of family and home life? Family, security, home life. What does Scorpio rising need to hear right now? That moon is with Pluto, and Pluto is Scorpio's planet. And if you have anything at 6 degrees in that house, I would really pay attention to it. All right. Scorpio, what does Scorpio need to hear right now? What does Scorpio rising need to hear about the 4th house opposing the 10th house? Okay, so this is going to focus on a relationship somehow and financial security. I feel like this might have to do with a woman, or this reading is going to kind of focus on a queen who might have a little bit of earth in her, a little earth on her chart. And it also has to do with your finances and your reputation. It's interesting because the Pentacles is connected to earth signs, and the 10th house is an earth sign, and it's in opposition. So, and that's interesting because an earth sign is basically upside down. That's the opposition. So again, your reputation, how you make money, your career, and Capricorn queen, she's a boss ass bitch. Okay, she's no joke. She works hard. She climbs that mythical mountain. She can go to the top of the mountain, and she can, you know, swim down to the bottom of the ocean if need be. Capricorn queen gets things done. Okay, but this is in reverse. So this is some type of a struggle in some type of a relationship issues. It could be a contract, but it's usually lovers. I would say more so a relationship, but it could also be siblings. It could also be people that you work with, or like a contract that you may have. But mostly it to me, it feels like more so a relationship. So home life, your career, how you make money, and maybe you're not feeling as motivated as usual. And this motivation kind of maybe is putting pressure on a relationship that you may have. And because the Lovers is upright, this is a strong bond. If it is a marriage, it's a strong bond. But there's something happening with your responsibilities, or lack thereof your responsibilities. Okay, so you have to work on that. That's what Spirit is letting you know. All right, so Scorpio rising. Next would be Libra rising. So for Libra rising, the sun and the moon. Okay, so the moon is going to transit the 5th house. The moon is transiting with Pluto, your 5th house, opposing the 11th house. Okay, so I hope you guys can see that. All right, so with Scorpio rising, this is going to put tension between your friend groups, your identity, how you identify yourself in that friend group, and your creativity, your self-image. Could involve children or other people's children as well. So your own children are like other people's children that are in your local community or in your friendship groups. So I would say with this is probably tension between your self-image or your ego and your creativity, your creative side. It could be interfering with your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, or you could have issues with friendship groups, or things happening in your local community. Okay, and this also can put a lot of focus on children, and also going out, being social. So with the moon there with Pluto, you know, this is a transformational energy happening, to expect the unexpected, because it's a theme of Aquarius there, and it's opposing the house that Aquarius rules. So it's like the Aquarius moon is opposing a house that Aquarius is lord of, that Uranus is lord of, and Pluto is opposing that. So there might be a breakdown of maybe support groups that you once thought you had, but they're not as strong as they once were. So again, I'm going to say be careful with communicating text messages and things like that, and focus on self. Focus on thyself. Maybe go out more. Go out and have something to eat. You know, I even me, I will go and like, even if nobody's with me, I've been just like going to the movies. Being broke keeps me home too. Yeah, me too. I by myself. I'll just go to the movies by myself, or I'll go down to the diner and get a cup of coffee and a slice of pie, just because I'm trying to get out. And this is the house of leisure. This is the house of going out and socializing, right? And it's opposing those friend groups. So, you know, maybe focusing on yourself and what you need to get done, and spending time with yourself, maybe getting out in nature. This house also rules like sporting events and going to like parks, like nature parks, or state funded parks. This house also rules the military. It's ruled by the sun. So, and the moon is transiting it. Okay, let's pull a card for what Libra rising needs to hear. Libra rising. Libra. Whoa. All right, I'm not sure if that card came out backwards. Yeah, lots of backstabbers at work. Oh, wow. That's hard. Being broke keeps me home. Okay. Sounds heavy, like I want to call off work and lock myself under the blankets. Aww. Krista, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I am. You don't know what your rising sign is? Well, I mean, you can always listen for your sun, but this is really based upon your rising sign. So text me tonight your birthday information and give me the time that you were born. I really need the time that you were born to give you your exact rising sign. So all you guys are friends with me on Messenger. You can send me your information on Messenger, and I'll let you know what your rising sign is, because we really should know. We really need to know everybody's rising signs, because this is how it works. You know, this is how it works. I mean, the planets are always moving, and knowing your rising sign lets you know where the planets are transiting and what house is going to affect you. And this is the wheel of life. And you have planets that you're born with. And then as the planets transit around what you're born with, it affects it. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, Libra rising. Libra rising is an air sign. Whoa. Hi, Spirit. That's the only way they put in newspapers, and then they Weather Channel. Wow. Can you guys hear that? Whoa. Spirits are going off tonight. Okay, what does our Libra rising need to hear? What does our Libra rising need to hear? What does our Libra rising need to hear? I'm waiting for the cat to just jump out and jump on my face. Or jump on my lap and scare the shit out of me. Okay. What does our Libra rising need to hear? What does our Libra rising need to hear? All right, so that card actually fell on the floor and then it came back. So I feel like our Libra risings have to make some type of decision. And I feel like you're kind of like at a crossroads with this decision. But I will tell you that, you know, it is the house of leisure that the moon is going through. So this is like celebrating with friends, with girlfriends, or with, you know, getting out and doing things, going to a festival, maybe going to a fair or some type of a wedding or baby shower or something like that. This is a celebration among friends, but there has to be some type of decision that has to be made here. And you might feel like you're stuck, but you're not stuck. There, when you make this decision, it will bring balance, and you know, it will bring. It seems stressful because, like, I feel like you feel like the thing that the expression that Spirit is repeating to me is, damned if I do and damned if I don't. Damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. I don't know if that makes sense to any of my Libra risings out there. My daughter is a Libra rising, which kind of makes sense to me right now with her, what she's got going on. I will say that this will go. Things will come quick, but go out, be with friends, celebrate. And just when you come to that crossroads and you have to make a decision, it might seem painful, it might seem like a difficult choice, but overall, oh, a little bit, hey, any messages from my angels and spirit guides? Well, right now we're doing your rising sign. What's your rising sign? A little bit. And go out and be with your friends and celebrate, Libra risings. Okay. Next is Virgo rising. So our Virgo risings. Virgo rising is the 6th house. So the moon, so if you're Virgo rising over here, it means that the moon is going to be transiting, coming out on the outside here on your 6th house. So it's at the 6th degree, the 6th house. If you have any planets in this house at the 6th degree, I would greatly pay attention to them. If you have any planets in any of these houses at the 6th degree or a fixed sign degree, I would definitely pay attention to them, because there could be a little message from the divine there. Okay, so the 6th house for our Virgo risings is the house of health, routine, your everyday routines, the things that you do every day, your work ethics, and how you care for others, the way that you care for others, how you are of service to others, how you take care of people at work, and how you take care of your small pets and things of that nature. And it rules your overall everyday health, your routine health, okay? It rules the little things that bother you with your health. You know, like let's say you have a bad knee or a bad hip, and that hip always bothers you. It can show up here in the 6th house. What opposes the 6th house is the 12th house, which is the spiritual house. Okay. Hi, Karen. I'll get to you in 1 second. I see that you're texting me, honey. So this is the house of everyday routines. And then this is the house of your escapism, and how you want to hide from doing these everyday routines, right? It's also the house of your subconscious, your unconscious. It's the house of hidden things. It's the house of retreat and escapism, your self-undoing, your self-unfolding. It also, both of these houses can be connected to mental health. So with Aquarius there, if something does come about unexpected, take care of your mental health, okay? Remember, the planets are always moving. Nothing is permanent, okay? So the moon is going to move pretty damn fast through the 6th house. So even if you have a health issue, it's not going to, it shouldn't last, right? Because the moon moves pretty fast. Probably within like 2 days, the moon has already moved on. It will already go into the house of relationships. So right now the moon is focusing on your everyday routines with Pluto there. So there's transformational energy there. If you are having a health condition, I would, you know, go get a checkup, because this is when Pluto can bring on transformation with the moon there. And the moon is going to shine a light on it, okay? So, and the 12th house also has to do with your emotional health. So this is like your mental and emotional health here, these 2 houses. So just focus on that. Let's see what Virgo rising needs to hear right now. Now, let's see. What does Virgo rising need to hear right now? here right now. All right. All right. So I feel like this is possibly dealing with a younger person. I feel like, maybe someone in their 20s, 30s even, okay? Could be a male or a young female, a young woman. There's good news coming ahead, okay? And I do feel like this could be health. This could be, if it's a female, we could be dealing with reproductive health. Because this card is about fertility. It is connected to Venus and how we value things as well. You might feel like there's a lack of growth, but with this is eye on the prize, right? Eye on the money. I got my eye on that quarter. I got my eye on the pentacle, which is earthly things. I got my eye on a goal, okay? I feel like you may have felt like there's lack of growth, but there might be some good news coming in with work or with school or with getting something that you've wanted and that you've been working on. You've had your eye on something and it might come to fruition. Even though it's been a bit of a stalemate, something good is going to come to fruition for our Virgo risings. Just be patient, It's that old saying. There's that monk that I just love him so much, but he always says, when you plant your seed, we don't dig up that seed every hour to see if that seed has cracked open, right? I mean, if you look in this picture, he's got farmland behind him, and it almost looks like a field over here has already been plowed, and he's got his eye on the prize. So this is the sprouts. This is the beginning of it. But when you plant that seed and you put the earth on top of it, we don't dig that seed up and pull it back out of the ground to see if it cracked open. We have to let it crack open and let the roots get into the soil and get nutrients. And then we start to see growth. But I feel like you've planted that seed a while ago, and I think now something is starting to stir beneath the surface. Something is coming to light for you. And something that you've been wanting, and it could be like you're opening your mind up to new ways, new things. But usually this is more earthly things where communication is going to be coming in for earthly matters. If it is your health, I would say you might start to feel a bit better. But if you are having any health conditions or issues with Pluto being there with the moon, I would definitely get it checked, because he can bring things to surface that you may not have even been aware of, and then it resurfaces. It brings it to surface. So but yeah, your everyday routines might get a change, which is good. So, hey, Aggie, hello. It's good to see ya. Hey, Luminous. Oh, thank you for the eagle. I appreciate it. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see you, Luminous. Okay. So, let's do the next one. Great. Okay, so Leo rising, all right? So Leo rising, this is going to affect your marriage, your relationships, and partnerships, your people that you have contracts with or that you work with. If you're having any legal issues, this all kind of comes around here, but it's mostly going to shine a light, a luminous light on your relationships, like your marriage or boyfriend, girlfriend, or partners, okay? And it's going to be opposing self, which is the first house right here, okay? So that's the opposition, the 7th to the 1st. Just like when we do true crime, the victim is here and the open enemy is here, all right? But in your regular natal chart, the opposition is the 1st and the 7th to the 1st. This is me. This is how the world sees me and how I look out at the world and who's behind the helm. And then this is everyone who's not us over here, okay? Everyone who's not me, and this is me. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so this is going to put a focus on relationships and some type of transformational energy, how you guys have money with each other. If you have a spouse, this is going to focus, because Pluto is other people's money, other people's possessions, and that's going to focus on a marriage. So I would say, if you are trying to work out a budget with your husband or your wife or your significant other, this is the time to put a focus on that. How you value your possessions. If you have property together or inheritance together, this is the time to talk about that. And it's directly affecting thyself. It could be your physical health. It could be how you identify, but it definitely is affecting you as a whole, because this is you, all right? So the sun and Jupiter are going to put a whole lot of focus on you, because the sun and Jupiter are out here and the moon and Pluto is over here, and they're opposing each other, all right? So yeah, I mean, your goals, it's like tension between how are you valued in this relationship too? How are you valued in the marriage? How do you value other people's things, other people's possessions, other people's property, right? Whether that be a trust fund or whether that be a car that you share or a cell phone that you share, something like that, right? The little things that you share together. So it's going to put a hyper focus on relationships and self. All right, so let's see what Leo rising needs to hear. Could also reveal a family secret, or a secret within your marriage, or a secret within your relationships. Because Pluto can dredge up some secrets, guys. And he's hanging out with the moon. So that's secrets coming to light. Do you know what I mean? Or stuff about finances or possessions coming to light, and secrets being exposed. And these secrets would directly affect how you look at this relationship in the future. Okay. All right. Leo rising. All right, there's one more card that wants to come out. All right. So I feel like there is some type of restriction in a relationship with you. And if you're female, it could be a male. I would say it will work out eventually, but there is some type of generational issue here. Generational, a generational feeling for me here with this. And there is an abuse of power in your relationship. If you are a Leo rising, there is an abuse of power happening. And this is like, try not to be too materialistic. You might have a lot of goals and the things that you might want, but sometimes these things take time. Saturn is all about taking time, and going back and making sure that you're doing things the right way, even if it's the long way of doing it. Sometimes it's the right way of doing things, but you will have a sense of belonging eventually. But right now, there's some type of procrastination or money issues that might be stagnant, and there is an abuse of power in this contract or in this marriage or in this relationship that you have. There is some type of dictatorship. There is some type of abuse here. Maybe if you're young, maybe you have a father that's not a good father figure. If you're married, maybe your husband might be a bit of a control freak, and you're working on that. But, I mean, have faith that it will work out. Okay? All right. So next is, thank you so much, guys. Hopefully YouTube doesn't cancel my memberships, but YouTube asked me to send them a video about myself. Have you ever heard of YouTube asking people to do that? They sent me like a notification that I'm going to lose my members and stuff, and no longer get ads and things like that, because they don't know what my genre, they want me to explain what my genre is. And I'm like, and they said, you can make a video about yourself and send it to us through the URL thing. I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, man, YouTube is, I don't know how to put, I'm not like, you can't really put me in a cookie cutter because we talk about everything here. We talk about poop. We talk about marriage. We talk about, we talk about everything, right? I mean, seriously, like we talk about magic, we talk about spirituality, we talk about astrology, we talk about missing people, we talk about politics, we talk about supplements, we talk about vitamins, we talk about everything. So I really don't understand what YouTube is asking me to do, but yeah, they are. They're asking me to send them upload a video to them with myself and explain what I am and how I do things. So yeah, it's really weird. All right, let's go back to the Wheel of Life. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so that was our Leo rising. Next is Cancer rising. So to figure out your rising sign, you go pull up your chart and you look here. This is your rising sign. So if you are a Cancer rising, it means that the moon is going to be transiting your 8th house. Okay? So again, this is about how you value your spouse, how you value the things that belong to your spouse, your shared resources, the things that you share together, okay? Leo rising and Cancer rising, these kind of things have to do with your spouses, the people that you have relationships with, people that you might live with, okay? So, and how you value these things. And Jupiter is with the sun, and if you're a female, Jupiter can represent a husband. If you're a male, Venus can represent a female in your life. And then you look to the 8th house to see how it can determine how a relationship is in here, okay? So what, if you're a Cancer rising, the moon is going to be coming through your 8th house, all right? So it is the house of death, sex, taxes, shared resources, couples, money, inheritance, and your psychic abilities. And it's going to be opposing how you value yourself. So it also can do with deep-rooted secrets and transformational energy, your security, and tension between valuing each other and how you are valued in the relationship and how you're, like, what you contribute to the marriage or what you contribute to the relationship, how is that valued, right? And this can be tremendous transformation that you could be going through, okay? Because it is the house of death and transformation. But with this transformation, like I said, this house is where things get broken down, and then Pluto is like that huge plow that goes through the field and turns the dirt over, and then with what is broken down, you build new, okay? So things might seem difficult, but overall it's a transformation that's needed, okay? And the moon is only going to be in here for like 2 days, so he's going to move out of there. He'll be going into Sagittarius, which makes you, that's a little bit more optimistic. But this is deep-rooted secrets coming to fruition and transformational energy regarding that, okay? So, and valuing each other and valuing yourself. How are you valued in this dynamic is looked at. Okay, let's pull a card for Cancer rising. And it's hard because it's emotional. And because it's Aquarius full moon, you can expect things to be a little unexpected. Like maybe there's something that's been revealed to you that you least expected it, All right, Cancer rising. Hi, little bit. Hang out with us. I gotta go through the whole wheel, honey, until I get to the 12th house. Jazzy sun, your Sagittarius sun, your Gemini moon and a Venus Scorpio. I'm a Gemini moon too. Very spiritual. Thank you, Aggie. Virgo rising. A little bit, do you know your rising sign? Because you can go back and listen to what I just said that might give you a little bit more light. You're a Virgo rising? Okay. So if you're a Virgo rising, the moon is going to be going through your 6th house of your everyday routines, your health, your wellness, and your work ethics and how you care for yourself and others, okay? I'm stuck stupid on learning my chart. Oh, okay. So your rising sign is here on your chart. So when we figure out your rising sign, then we'll know where the moon is transiting, right? Because you're born with your natal chart in the middle, okay? And each house means something where the planets are at. Your Mercury is how you communicate. Venus is how you value. Venus is how you love. Venus is, you know, how you make money too, okay? Mercury is how you communicate. Your siblings, how you learn in your lower education, okay? And your neighbors. And then you have, and short distance trips. And then you have Uranus, which rules, you know, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. And then you have Neptune, which is your intuition, your emotions, your mental health, things that are hidden, okay? And then the sun and the moon, they're moving the fastest. So we look at them where they're at. When you know your rising sign, you can figure out where the moon is going to hit and where the sun is going to be opposed that during full moons. And because the full moon is kind of like an epiphany or like a build up of emotion that there's a release. So it's important to know your rising sign so we can figure out where the sun is transiting the house that you're born with, okay? And where the moon is transiting against your natal chart that you're born with. Okay. I'm doing Cancer Rising's card, right? I don't want to get distracted. What am I doing? Cancer Rising. Yes. Okay, yes. Cancer Rising. Cancer Rising, the moon is transiting your 8th house with Pluto. And Pluto rules this house. Pluto, this is Hades. This house is connected to Hades, which is Pluto, which is Scorpio, right? So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, okay? And each one of these houses, they mean this. But the day that you're born, it's what was in transit. When you're born, it dictates your AC line, right? Okay. And this is when the sun is dark. This is like at nighttime. And this is when the sun is above the horizon. This line right here is the horizon. So if your sun is down here, you're more so, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. I learn, I value, I learn to have relationships with my siblings, my family, my safe place, my creativity, my aesthetic, and I have routines, right? How I take care of myself and others. And then here it's we get married, we have relationships, we share resources, we travel, we study, we go to college, we learn a faith, we have a career, we as a community, and we as a whole retreat, escape, and things that are hidden. And this is the final chapter in your life, right? So the first house, I am born. The 12th house is kind of like the end. Our reincarnation kind of being here. The amniotic fluid is here. And this is the spark of the day that you're born. Birth, right? So this is really your soul, is the rising sign, who you are. Your sun sign is kind of the vessel that holds you. But your rising sign is the face that greets the world. How you are when you interact with the world. Okay. Cancer rising, 8th house. What does Cancer rising need to hear about the 8th house? What does Cancer rising need to hear about the 8th house? Okay, so this is love. So I feel like you got a little bit of bad news, but love always wins. This card fell on the floor. That card, I'm not going to count it, but this card kind of does mean like your back is up against a wall. But you might have gotten some bad news. There might be some things from your childhood coming to light, or dealing with your past in a little bit. But this again is planting new seeds, and this is new beginnings, and love always wins. So with this is transformational energy. And you may have had bad news in the past. There may have been things in your childhood that you really could never get over. But you will. There is good news on the horizon, even though you feel like you may have gotten bad news or had a rough start in life, a rough patch. Good news is coming in earthly matters, which could be career, which could be possessions, or how you value things. Have an open mind. And just remember, there are new beginnings. If you are thinking about getting pregnant, I would say maybe you had bad news about fertility in the past, but now good things are coming. Especially if you're a Cancer rising, if you're trying to get pregnant, it's better. It's easier. Yeah, because this is like new beginnings, new life. Right? And love. This is love. This is an abundance of love. That cup is overflowing with love. Okay? So love always wins, Cancer rising. Remember that. All right. Okay. So the next one is, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I hope this makes sense, and I hope you guys can follow. All right. So next is Gemini rising. Gemini rising, if you are a Gemini on the AC line, that means the moon is going to be transferring your house of spirituality, your house of religion, your house of ideology, your beliefs, the divine, and higher learning, colleges, things like that, long distance travel, or just travel in general, and how you view things through your ideology and your belief system. So the moon is coming through here with Aquarius. So I would say with that, information overload, I feel like, because the 9th house opposes the sun. Your sun and Jupiter will be going through here. So the sun and Jupiter is going to put a lot of focus on your siblings, your neighbors, and just people that you have relationships with in general. There might be some communication that you might just double check it. Make sure it's true. If you hear a rumor or some mischief going on with your neighbors or your siblings or people that you have relationships with, just double check it. Okay, this is a time where we can get caught up in online chat rooms, online groups, and we can really get confused with this AI stuff, and it might push your ideology to believe it one way, but it's not. It might not be true. There might be a lie here, because this is Hermes. Okay, Hermes is here. So the god of war, he lives here. He's the lord of that house. Venus, Aphrodite, she's the queen of this house. Okay, Hermes, he's the lord of this house. The moon goddess. What's her name? The huntress. She lives here. Okay, this is the moon's house, and the 5th house is Apollo's house. The 6th house is the Virgin, ruled by Virgo, who is Ceres. Okay, is connected to here. The 7th house is Aphrodite, relationships, love. The 8th house is Pluto, Hades. The 9th house is Jupiter, Zeus. Zeus lives here. Kronos lives in the 10th house. He's Saturn. Kronos, Father Time. He lives here, okay? The 11th house is Uranus, the sky god. He lives here. He's the sky god of the heavens, and he is the father of Saturn and the great-grandfather of Zeus, right? Because Saturn is Zeus's dad, and Jupiter, who is Zeus, he's the father to Venus and Mars. They're like his little kids running around, the faster planets. Okay, so, and then you have Poseidon. He rules here, the 12th house of water. Poseidon rules this house. Okay, so you think about their stories of each of these Greek gods and how it plays out. So this is the house of Zeus. It's opposing Hermes. So Hermes, he's got the Hermes has the wings on his helmet, and he has wings on his ankles. So that's information coming in, quick downloads, okay? And it's opposing it, so it's going to shed a light on it. So just be careful with what you believe, especially when it comes to online chatter and just information in general being scattered. Look for the deeper meaning in things. This house here, the moon shining a light on your spirituality. Dig deep into your faith, dig deep into your spirituality. If you feel like this is lies or rumors or something that you're like, wow, that just seems so unbelievable, it's, you know, too good to be true kind of a thing. He threw here is what the theme I have, okay? Too good to be true. Double check your information and have faith, okay? And this is the time to travel. This is a good time to travel. All right, so let's pull a card for our Gemini risings. Whoopsies. Oh, and don't get caught up in any chat groups, Gemini risings, because Geminis like to talk, okay? And you can get yourself in a little bit of trouble with the sun and the moon opposing each other in those two houses. Okay, so what does Gemini rising need to hear about the 9th and 3rd house? What does Gemini rising need to hear about the 9th and 3rd house? The Aquarius. And that Aquarius is technology, so just be very careful with technology, Gemini rising. What does Gemini rising need to hear right now? Okay, so, and this one flipped over. Power and trusting your intuition. Trust your intuition, Gemini rising. You are Hermes, so you are the one that gets the downloads from the gods. Hermes is the messenger of the gods. You're wanting stability and structure in your life after some type of family dynasty breakdown or unexpected changes in the family dynasty, or could be a possession that you may have recently lost, or the family may have lost something, or something that you held dear. Maybe it's even a goal, an earthly goal that you had, and you lost it. But with this card, stability and structure is on the rise. Maybe there's someone in your life that's a little older, or someone that you can trust who will help you bring these things to fruition of more structure and more discipline in your life. Okay, he is the god of war as well, because it's connected to Aries. But Aries is about taking action, all right? He's pursuing your passions, okay? That color red is desire. The color of a red rose is passion. And when that rose opens up, that's Aries. It's like, boom, he takes action, okay? When that bud, when you see a rose come up and it's a little tiny bud and that opens up, that's Aries. That's when it's, boom, it comes to life, right? And you see it. And this is to trust your intuition. And this is all about spirituality, whether that be Christian spirituality, Hindu spirituality, Muslim, whatever it is, or your Wicca, or whatever spirituality you believe in. Trust it. Your spirit guides are on your side, and they are helping you out after losing something. I feel like there was some type of loss, but there is someone in your life that is helping you, or this is Aries telling you that take action and get more structured, and to trust your intuition, Gemini risings. Okay. All right, let me shake this up a little bit because I don't want them to get, I'm going to shuffle them up a little bit. All right, so next is Taurus rising. I keep dropping them. Okay, Taurus risings, 10th house. All right. Where's my little doohickey? There it is. All right, so Taurus risings. It's going to affect your 10th house. What is opposing the 10th house is the house of family, your emotional security, your safe place, your home and family, your family heritage, your past. And remember how I said the 4th house is, your emotional maturity and your emotional safe place, your mental emotional health, okay? And it's opposing how you make money for that family and for that home. So with this is like your everyday duties of how you care for your family and your career, your reputation at work, your profession, and your public image. How people see you is kind of in here, right? Like your MC line is how people see you, your career, your reputation, and it's connected to this 10th house here of, how you are at work, how you value your relationships at work, okay? And how you care for people at work and how you care for people at home. So, this is career and your self-image. And I would say that it's going to put a focus on your family's emotional needs, your family's, because Jupiter is here. He's going to be shining a light on your family and emotional security, or the security of your home, and your career is playing a role here. And there might be a transformation with your career reputation, and it could be good. I mean, Pluto can put some pretty powerful people in your life, and the moon can shine a light on that. So, or reveal a secret at work, reveal something that was hidden from you with your family or with at work. That could happen as well. So more so, it's about family and your social duty of how you care for that family. All right, so for Taurus rising with the moon and Pluto going through your 10th house, there's something here that you're not getting over. Taurus risings. What does Taurus rising need to hear? What does Taurus rising need to hear? There's some type of guilt that you have, maybe with your reputation or with something with family, or what does Taurus rising need to hear about family? All right. So there is change coming, and it's good change. There is change coming, whether it's in your career life or your career path. I would say that this is life. These are the cycles of life. There is something that's, the wheel is always turning, right? Here's the wheel, right? The wheel is always turning. And have faith. There could be something like a good opportunity or a chance to make things better. This card is someone taking action. This is a good business decision. So if you thought about a career change, I would say go for it. But don't let your past interfere with whatever career change that you may have going on. I would say with this card here is that in the past, you were hyper-focused on something negative, and it stopped your growth. So whatever that is, don't hold on to revenge. Don't hold on to, anger and conflict. You still have really amazing opportunities coming your way. Good things are happening, okay? Good things are on the horizon, but don't go back to your old ways of getting stuck where you get hyper-focused on something and you can't look up and see the good in the world. Put your head up. See how his head is down? His head is always down. He's focused on these bad things that have happened. You still have two wonderful things that are in your life that are good, that are valued, and value you. And focus on the good, not the negative. And then you can figure out a way to get over that little bridge back there and get to your beautiful castle, okay? But there is change coming, and it's for the better. And you will have to take action and make good business decisions when you do that. There could be a little bit of jealousy surrounding you as well. But overall, I think to be confident and, you know, like being competitive at work, or being competitive but not in a negative way, like a healthy competition is what I want to focus. I want you to focus on a healthy competition, if that makes sense. Hey, Julia. It's good to see you, honey. Faith is believing your prayers are already being answered. That's right, Gemini. Thank you for the star, Gemini. Appreciate it. How have you been, Julia? Hope you're doing well. I don't know. Susie Q's around. She pops in and out. All right. All right. So now we're doing, let's see, I was at 10th house, Taurus rising. Now we're doing Aries risings. Good old Aries risings. Aries. Okay, so if you're an Aries rising, the moon and Pluto are going to be transiting your 11th house. So that means you would have Aries right in here, okay? If you're an Aries rising, the moon and Pluto are going through your 11th house of your friendship groups, your community, and your online community, and your networking, how you network within these groups and how you network within your community. What is opposing that is, and this is other people's children, okay? And this is your children. This house here also can rule older siblings, like an older brother or something. Usually like an older brother, but can be older siblings, okay? And this is the house, so older siblings and other people's children within your friend groups, or other people's children within your community, and how you network that. And then the 5th house is your creativity, your aesthetic, the self, right? Your dating life, your romance, hooking up, okay? And your aesthetic, who you are, the things, your creativity that you have within you, how you, maybe you have a hobby and you're really creative about it. It can really show in here. If you have Neptune through here, if you have Neptune that you were born with in this house, it makes you very creative, and you have an imagination when you're around children. That when you play with children, you yourself can almost become childlike, you know, and a good nurturer, a good caregiver. It is the house of Leo. It is the house of the sun. So the moon is transiting through here, and the sun and Jupiter are going through here. So it is putting a focus on thyself and your creativity and getting out and being more social, okay? So you could really have some things happen good for you within your friendship groups. It could shine a light on your creativity, how you are creative within these friendship groups, or that you might have a friend that might reach out and give you a boost. Again, this is another thing to be careful about online internet stuff, because this house does rule computers and things like that, and it rules your friendship group. So be careful, don't get caught up in any gossip or anything like that. But overall, I mean, it's you know, your individuality and how are you an individual within these friendship groups? How are you valued within these friendship groups? Okay? All right. So I keep dropping cards. All right. All right. So Aries risings. What does Aries rising need to hear right now? Aries rising. Aries risings. And again, if anything is at a 6th degree, because this moon is going to be at a 6th degree, going through the 11th house of your hopes, your dreams, your community, and your friendship groups and networking, okay? So, which is your everyday routines, the 6th degree. okay? And your health, your overall health and wellness, and how you are of service. So how are you of service in these friendship groups? I think I'm going to keep this card, even though it fell on the floor. This card fell on the floor. It like flew out. But that's like getting away. That's like trying to get to calmer waters. And it is an Aquarius and Mercury, which Aquarius is an air sign. So I feel like it's fitting. That's why I'm going to keep it, because it fell on the floor. But this is maybe in the friendship group or maybe in your community, you felt like you needed to get out. Or you needed to take a day trip or just decompress to get to calmer water. If you need to step out, get some air, do it, okay? If you need to go on a little trip and calm yourself down, go for it. Because things will get better. Things are going to start calming down. You're going towards calmer water, okay? Which is good. Now, you can expect something unexpected with this Aquarius full moon. With traveling, be careful with traveling. If something does come up, you know, just go with the flow. This is when, you know, a great traveler doesn't always have set plans, okay? So if you are traveling, just go with the flow. Go with the flow. Bend like a willow tree. The willow tree blows in the wind. It goes with the wind. It doesn't break, you know, so don't break. Just go with the flow. The Aquarius is an air sign, but it's the water bearer. That's why it's like the water symbol there. So you will be moving on to calmer waters, and healing is in process. So maybe there's some healing with your friendship groups and healing thyself. Okay, this is something about relationships. Communication within a relationship. I feel like you had to make a choice. Maybe you left someone and now things are starting to look up. I feel like you released yourself from a toxic bond. This could even be a toxic bond that you had set on yourself, but you're going towards calmer waters. And this has to do with either friendships, relationships, or, you know, someone that you're dating, or it could even be a friend. It could be siblings too. I mean, an older sibling. And there was some type of toxic connection here. There is some type of depression and maybe even a health issue. But you felt kind of hopelessness. You felt hopeless. But with this first card coming out with calmer, you're heading towards calmer water. Whatever this toxic connection that you had with this relationship, you're letting it go. You have to let it go for the relationship to blossom. You know, just like you have to prune the leaves off of a tree. If you don't prune those leaves off of a tree, the tree loses energy. When you take off the dead leaves, the tree can focus its energy on new growth and healing. Sorry, my daughter's calling. All right, give me 1 second. Let me text her. One second, let me text my daughter. She's spending the night at a friend's house. Okay. All right. All right, Aries rising. That was Aries rising. Now we'll go on to Pisces rising. All right. Everybody doing okay in chat? I hope you're all doing okay. All right, so Pisces rising. That means you have Pisces on your AC line, which means that the moon is transiting through your 12th house, okay? Which means that the sun is going through the 6th house of health and service, okay? So the moon in the 12th house, transiting the 12th house with Pluto, that is definitely finding a secret. I would say Pisces rising is learning something. Pisces rising would be going through some type of transformational energy. And it could have to do with pillow talk, taboo things, okay? A little bit of taboo stuff. But overall, your spirituality will get you through it. Because the sun is in the 6th house. So Don't let whatever you're going through, this emotional energy, affect your health and your wellness. And whatever this emotional issue is, our secret, try not to let it affect your physical health either, okay? So like, I would say, how would I explain it? I would say surrendering, having faith in your spirituality. Try not to get caught up in fairy tale. Stay logical, okay? Because a Pisces rising, they can get really distracted with what is real and what is fake, what is reality and what isn't reality, okay? So a Pisces rising could really get caught up in kind of like a fairy tale love story. And when somebody tells you who they are or shows you what they are, you need to believe it. Try not to go back into the past and think, well, they were this way in the past, or they were like this in the past, and kind of be wishy-washy about it. If something was exposed to you and you see something, don't escape it. Don't retreat, because this is the house of hidden things. And I would say Neptune is Poseidon. He rules this house. So if you're an Aries rising, you can have issues with boundaries or crossing boundaries or understanding boundaries. So I would say try not to control too much. Try not to control. Try not to be too much of a control freak. And stay in reality. This could be a reality check, okay? And the sun is going to tell you that you need to focus on your everyday routines. The things that you do every day to keep yourself going, whether that's getting up and washing some dishes when you wake up in the morning, or making your bed just to feel better. And if you are having any health issues, if you have any warning signs with health, then I would definitely go get a physical checkup, right? But overall, this is your emotional health, your mental health. And if something was exposed to you, you need to believe when people show you who they really are, you need to believe it. And if someone has crossed your boundaries, okay, if someone crossed an emotional boundary that you had, you need to not live in a fairy tale world. You need to see it for what it is. This can be the house of conspiracy, lies, manipulation, and things like that. So just be careful, because it can start to directly affect you as a person. But overall, this also is a good time for your spirituality. The moon in Aquarius can really give you downloads through your dreams of psychic abilities can really kick in here. So if you are having downloads through dreams or something like that, listen to it. A Pisces rising is very spiritual, but the problem with a Pisces rising is that they can get a little confused with what's real and what's not real. So believe it when it's shown to you. Don't make excuses for it, I would say, for my Pisces risings. All right, let's see what the cards have to say. Pisces risings. Maybe if you have time, pull a card for me, since I don't know, but I'll rewatch when I do. But I really want to know about you, Junie. You said you have stuff going on. Oh, yeah, I do. I have so much going on, guys. I can't really talk about it. I talked a bit about it to Aggie. Aggie knows kind of what's going on with my marriage, and Susie Q knows. But yeah, there's a lot going on. But I'm okay. That's all that matters. My daughter's okay. I'm okay. My son's okay. We're all okay. But just unexpected information, which is Aquarius. Because I'm a Leo rising. So, for me, it affected my house of marriage. I got information in a couple days ago. And it's affecting my marriage. So, yeah. Yes. All right. What does Pisces rising need to hear? What does Pisces rising need to hear? Okay, so this is something about money. Or making a bad decision when it comes to earthly matters. A poor judgment. It could have involved money, or money that's kind of done in the dark, dirty money, but overall, making not a wise choice when it comes to your financial situation, because this also, because it's opposing your house of how you are of service to others, and your work ethics. What does Pisces rising need to hear? What does Pisces rising need to hear? Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks, Luminous. All right, so this is some type of obstacle in your way. And I know this is a fire sign, but I also sometimes think that this is like you tried to start something, but it didn't go the way that you wanted. Maybe you were expecting money, and that money didn't come in, Pisces rising. Maybe you made a business deal, or you made an agreement with somebody, or somebody promised to give you money back, and it didn't come to fruition. This is like a person in your life that has given you an empty promise, and has promised to pay you back, and there's a delay. This can be also like a lack of energy. And this lack of energy can directly affect your funds, how you make money, and having the lack of control of your money. This can even be like a person that has money, but they don't even understand where it comes from. I mean, if they're that lucky. Having like an unrealistic idea about the money situation. So I would say that this is focusing on your work habits, and how you do your everyday routines, and having enough money to do the things that you want to do every day. So I would say it's time to look at a budget, my friend. Let's see. Let me see. Okay. So this is trusting someone in your life that could be a water sign, or they could have a water rising sign. Okay. Or they could be a water sign as well. It could be a male, but it could be female too. This is someone that is emotionally mature. And they are going to give you some knowledge. They have been through some stuff, okay, which makes them humble. I would say they're emotionally intelligent, and they're very humble. And they might come to give you advice, or they could come to help give you emotional support, or even money. I mean, there could be some emotional support, and it could be someone that is kind of behind the scenes in your life, but they might come to fruition. So overall, I would say you have to have emotional maturity as well with this, and to work on a budget. And then there might be somebody in your corner that's secretly helping you, or secretly trying to help you behind the scenes. Love you too, Juniper. Oh, love you too, Aggie. Yeah, it's not been easy. But I mean, you guys all know, pretty much all of you know me pretty well. I mean, I don't have no secrets. I mean, you guys know my situation. It's a lot going on. Okay, so all right, where am I at? So little bit. Did you want me to pull one card for you? If little bit is still here, or does someone want me to pull a card for them specifically? And then if you want me to do like a true crime reading, I can do that. Yes, please. Okay. Want me to pull a card for you, Luminous? What's your question, honey? Man, these cards are like sticking together. A card. Just pull one card. Okay. What does Luminous need to hear right now from Spirit? What does Luminous need to hear right now from Spirit? All right. So this is you. This is you have some anxiety, Luminous. This anxiety may have had you up at night, or you're not sleeping well. Maybe there's some online communication, or maybe you felt like you were attacked by someone, or something was said to you that it doesn't. Someone said something in haste, or someone said something and they didn't think before they said it. And this is giving you a lot of anxiety. And you see this quilt that's on our person here that's up at night and thinking about this stress. All the astrology signs are in that quilt, sewn into that quilt. So it's like the weight of the world, the weight of the world. Let's see. Let me see what's on the bottom. Well, this is good news. You know, things will get better, and financially things will get better for you too, honey. This could be you starting a new hobby, or you figuring out a new way to budget yourself, or figuring out a new financial plan. You're not sleeping. Yeah, that's what that card means. It's like you're not sleeping, but good news is on the horizon, and you're going to get through this gate. Do you see it? I mean, this is like the heavens, the divine, looking out for you for all earthly matters. And, you know, this goodness, this earthly matter from the divine, from the heavens above, is handing it to you. And once you go reach out and grab that coin, you can walk through that gate, you know, and get through whatever obstacle. So good things are on the horizon, definitely. Or I feel like things will become more stable. Where I feel like things were a little chaotic before, but things are going to start to slow down and get more stable. Okay? Does that help? All right, does anyone else want me to pull an individual card for them while I'm here? You're welcome. All right, Aggie, what's your question, honey? You want me to focus on love? Do you want me to focus on networking or health? What do you want to? What do you want me to focus on? Give me like a topic to focus my energy towards. Whoa. Whoa. These cards are flying. Thank God the cat finally fell asleep. Man, he's wild. My God, the cat is wild. Okay. General. Okay, a general read. Okay. What does Aggie need to hear right now? What does Aggie need to hear right now? So this is like a self-evaluation. Maybe you're getting yourself composed and you're having some type of spiritual awakening. Maybe it could be that you may have misjudged someone, or you misjudged a situation, and now that time has gone by and time is healed, you're looking at it a little bit differently. Maybe you're looking for that you are beginning to forgive someone. Maybe you're missing someone. You could be missing someone. But try not to be too rash with making judgment. And this card goes for judgment call, being judged, or judging others, right? Judgment means just that, a self evaluation, okay? And love, okay, so this is misjudging. You could have misjudged someone, or you felt judged, and through this judgment, there's some type of awakening. We keep getting this card tonight. So this is earthly matters. This is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Those are all earth signs. So this can be financial. Oh, did you froze again? So this could be, if this is a love reading, this is making a judgment call about earthly matters with this relationship. Making a judgment call when it comes to, it could be even money, because this is a coin in someone's hand, like money getting passed through someone's hand, okay? Saturn is more so being cautious and a delay. And then you have Taurus, which is how you're valued. And then you have Virgo, which can be a little critical and how you are service to others, right? And the routine of this relationship. Are you having a judgment call with someone that you're involved with, Aggie? Look, I'll just say this. Spirit is saying boundaries, Aggie. That's what I'm hearing. And not that these cards really mean that, but I just got whispered boundaries. So you want this relationship to prosper. Maybe you misjudged it in the beginning, but you want it to prosper. But there is some, Spirit is telling me to check your boundaries and to find balance. This is the bottom of the deck. Okay. And to find balance, Aggie. So trust your gut. Pay attention to how you want this relationship to grow and prosper, and to respect your boundaries. Don't let them cross your boundaries, and make sure that this relationship is balanced, okay? And I feel like it's better, or it is, or Spirit is saying it's better now. So I don't even know what the hell I am. I can't sit here and say that I'm psychic. I don't know what the hell I am. I do get downloads. So the download that I'm getting is it's better now. And Spirit said, focus on your boundaries, or don't let them cross your boundaries, and it's better now. That's what I got. It's better now. Does that what does it's better now mean? Why did Spirit just kind of say, respect your boundaries, because, and then they just said, it's better now. Is things better, Aggie? So Spirit is saying, if you're not involved with anyone, then that if you do get involved with someone else again, that they need to respect your boundaries and value you, because that money card is value. They need to value you and respect your boundaries. And whatever Spirit just downloaded to me, they're telling me it's better now. You are better now? Okay, because Spirit just told me Aggie's better now. Things are better now. So I don't know what that means, but I'm glad it resonated with you. Okay, so who was next? Who wanted me to pull a card for them? I see a dark-haired man, peppered dark blue shirt with stripes. Oh my. Where's the real Gemini? Oh, you froze again. Okay. Okay, Karen, what was your question, Karen? I'll just pull a couple cards. What was your question, honey? And then we'll do real Gemini. What was your question, Karen? Okay, we'll get to you in a second, the real Gemini. No question, just general, because I really don't know what question to ask. Okay. What does Karen need to hear right now, Spirit? Spirit, what does Karen need to hear right now? What does Karen need to hear right now? I feel like you're going to get good news, but not to be foolish about it. Trust your intuition, follow your heart. They're showing me, okay, damn it. See, I get these downloads and I sound crazy. All right, I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting downloaded, Karen. I see a young man. It could be, I don't think it's a love interest. I feel like this is a younger man in your life. And you care about them. It could be a family member. I think Spirit is trying to show me a young guy in your life. Could be a niece or a nephew or... Do you see him being foolish? This is like a new beginning, or like an awakening and setting out on a new journey or a new way of thinking. This is like freedom. This is a beautiful card. Everyone thinks the Fool is like, oh, look, he's getting ready to walk off this cliff. But of course you have to pay attention to your surroundings. But this is someone that's loyal to you. This is a new beginning. And overall, more freedom in your life. Yeah. I don't like to, like, you won't hear me ever say, like, come get your psychic reading, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what the hell I am. I really don't. I get downloads, but like, here, I'll try to explain it to you guys. Like, I'll get like like I could be at work and I'll get a download, and like the last time it hit me hard was when Russia had its earthquake, and I was in the middle of work and I was working with my boss, and we were just he was trying to teach me something, and I just looked up at him. I'm like, the earth just shook. I'm like, something is going to happen. It's going to happen tonight. It's going to happen. It's going to happen with the earth. And that night was the earthquake, like, that rocked Russia. Like, I don't know what it is, but, or I'll get like I'll see like a movie clip in my mind, and I could just be riding my scooter to work, and a movie clip plays in my mind, and I am there. I can see it, hear it, smell it, but I don't know who the hell it is. I don't know what it is, but they're showing me something, but I don't know. Majority of the time I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, the last, like they showed me one was this like young girl who looked to be like 13 or 14 getting kicked out of a car, and then all of a sudden in my vision, I'm wide awake. This is not a dream. This is what's weird. It's not a dream. It's playing out in front of me, in my mind, where I just stop and I'm like keenly aware of something that's happening to someone, but I don't know who it is. Or sometimes I might have an idea of who it is, but see, I don't trust it because it's like so weird. Where I saw a girl get kicked out of the car, and she was assaulted, and he was making her walk in front of the car, and he had the headlights on her, and her hair was like soaking wet, and she was crying and shaking, and her clothes were all distraught, and she was distraught, and I'm like, oh my God, why are you showing me this? And then other times they show me really nice things, beautiful things, and then I don't know what that is, but that's how they do it. And when I'm shuffling cards, I'll get downloads. So I don't know what that is. And I do talk to spirits. I've always seen spirits. I've seen them, talk to them, feel them. They sit right next to me on my bed, and my whole bed goes down. Like, I can be in bed and feel my bed go, and ghosts are sitting next to me. You know what I mean? Like, I might sound completely insane. And maybe I am. I don't know. But that's why I don't really like to say what I am. I don't know what I am. I can tell you that I'm intuitive. That's about it. No, no, Karen. I feel like there's someone in your life that is bringing you good news, and they could be like middle-aged or younger. And I feel like it's a new beginning. Whatever this news that's coming is a new beginning. Where before, like, you felt like you missed an opportunity, but now, something's coming to fruition. You're going to get information. And I feel like it's good. And that this information will help you start a new beginning. Love you too, honey. Have a good night, Krista. The good news card didn't give you any kind of more hints of what kind of good news it's about. Past stuff was going on happening to me. Now, I really feel like it's like this is a good reading, Karen. That good news is on the horizon. And I feel like that there is someone in your life. They could be a male. They could be middle-aged or younger than you. Or middle-aged or maybe close. I don't know. I feel middle-aged. And there's going to be a good message coming through with them. There's good energy is what I can feel. Good energy. Thank you, Gemini. You yourself, you are a wonderful creation. Wash away all your fear and discover your shining star. Allow all around you to just be let go of trying to control life. And your soul will guide you always towards love. Yeah, the thing that scares me with that, Gemini, is like, I guess because I do true crime, they show me crime. And sometimes I don't want to see that. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes they show me things that victims go through that I could never share that with any of you guys. Like, it freaks me out and it makes me sad. Oh, you're going to be 61 as of the 20th? You look great, Karen. You're beautiful, honey. You are beautiful. Have a good night, Krista. Yeah, so I do feel like there's someone that's a little younger in your life that might be a family member, but I feel like they're trying to help you. To help you have a new beginning. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm feeling. All right. Okay. Real Gemini, did you want me to pull a card for you? You kept saying that you were seeing somebody. You were getting downloads of somebody. What did you want me to ask for you, the real Gemini? Anybody else want me to pull a card? Remember, you are born of love. Love eliminates all things. Never forget you're truly a shining star. Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Did you want me to pull a card for you, the real Gemini? You were getting some downloads. Geminis always get downloads. The reason why Gemini gets downloads, I'll try to draw it here. This is why Gemini gets downloads. Your planet is Mercury, and he looks like this. Right? And I think he has a cross down there, but it's his antennas. Mercury has antennas, like an insect, and they're always getting downloads. Mercury is connected to Hermes, and Mercury is connected to Virgo. So Virgo is like the sponge that absorbs the information, and Gemini is the sponge that gets wrung out. and outputs the information. So there's downloads from the divine, downloads from the gods coming in, and then Gemini pushes it out. Okay, so this is why Geminis, whether you're a sun, a moon, you're usually in a communication community, or you're in a communication kind of a job where you're using your mind. This is your mind. Information coming in, information going out. I hope that makes sense. It's hard for me to draw with this little doohickey thing. All right, are you also gifted? I think Gemini is gifted. I think Gemini is very gifted. It's just, it's hard for Geminis in general because it's information overload. So they're constantly getting, if they are psychic, if they have psychic abilities, okay, you are constantly getting downloads from the divine. And it can come in, and it's just so fast. Mercury is fast. He moves so quick through the wheel of the zodiac. Mercury is quick. He's got the wings on his helmet. I'll show you a picture of Hermes. If I can find Hermes. Okay, this is why Geminis can be psychic, okay? Or they're just extremely quick-witted. Here is, it also rules your health and your mental health and how we balance that, right? So he has wings on his helmet. Do you see that? He has wings on his helmet and wings on his ankles. He's constantly getting downloads. It's information, and he's moving. He is the messenger of the gods. So that is why Geminis get so much. What is your daughter's birth sign? My daughter is an Aries and a Libra rising. Because my rising sign is whatever her birth sign is. Oh, so you're a Libra rising. So you're a Libra rising. You have stuff happening with your 5th house. Your everyday routines, how you take care of your pets, and you know, how you are, you know, how you are of service to others and how you take care of those things. Your work ethics and how you work to service others is going to be in focus, along with your emotional, and it's opposing the 12th house. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. If you're a Libra rising, it's opposing your, if you are a Libra rising, then it's opposing your 11th house. Because Libra rising, that means that Libra would be on your AC line over here, Karen. And the moon and Pluto is going through your 5th house. And it's opposing the 11th house. So it's yourself. It's thyself. It's your aesthetics and your creativity, going out, trying to get out more. I think you really should get out more. And your friendship groups and how you network within these groups. So the sun, Jupiter is going to put a lot of attention on how you text and communicate with people in your community, how you network with people in your community. And it's going to put a lot of attention to that. So I feel like there is going to be some information coming in. And with those 2 cards that I pulled for you, Karen, that makes sense that, you know, within your network, within your group, things are going to be happening. You might get some information coming in. All right, so for No Lie Gemini, I pulled a card for Junie and typed out the first part. I don't see it, but it just said that you're truly a wonderful creation to wash away fear. Oh, thank you. I have helped a mother find her son's body through spirit. Oh, I believe that. I absolutely believe that. Hold on, I got to move you guys over here because it starts moving around. 1 second. Okay. I pulled a card. Okay. Don't try and control things around you. Just let it go and be. Yeah. I'll take that. I'll take your advice on that, the real Gemini. Did you want me to pull a card for you, Gemini, since you pulled a card for me? If not, I'm gonna head off and go to bed. I hope this was helpful. I'm just gonna pull a card on Summer Wells and Nolan Wells. For some reason, the Wells are popping up to me. So we'll do Summer Wells and Nolan Wells. First, we'll do Summer. Give me a card about the situation of Summer Wells' case. Give me a card for Summer Wells' case. Whoa, we're flying. Okay, so lack of funding, lack of money, lack of control, a lost opportunity with Summer. This is at the bottom of the deck. Gossip. So again, for Summer Wells, there's a lot of gossip surrounding her case. There are people who puts people down and is malicious with their words within the true crime community. This is somebody that is malicious with their words. This is someone that goes out of their way to be biased and put other people down regarding Summer Wells' case. So there's a missed opportunity, and there's someone in Summer Wells' case that could be possibly female that is truly causing harm. Truly causing harm. And shouldn't be trusted in Summer Wells' case. All right, let's do Nolan Wells. I don't know. I'm not going to say any names. I didn't have a specific person, but there's just a lot of gossip and online chatter, and it's malice. It's we really shouldn't tune into it. Really, we shouldn't. Okay, for Nolan Wells, I got the Death card. Death and transformation. So, I mean, he did pass away. All right, Nolan Wells. Give me a card. Okay, let me ask this. Here. Okay, for Nolan Wells, what is the how should I ask this for Nolan Wells? What is the outcome in Nolan Wells' case? What is the outcome? What is the outcome? I'm not sure who, guys. Be careful. I'm just saying there's some malicious online chatter that is really hurting the Summer Wells' case. It is a distraction. Whoever it is, it's a female. Whoever it is, they are malice and lying. There's someone lying, and it could be a female. Online community, gossip and lies, and it's not good. So there is going to be something that comes out. There, like, I always think of this card like, I always think of this card like giving birth, right? Like, so there's a death and a birth. There's like, it could be a woman. Something's going to come out. Something's going to be birthed out of this whole thing with him. It could be a mother too, because Venus, there's people making choices and having to make a choice. Someone has to make a decision about bringing something to fruition, I feel. I feel like a female might come out, guys, talking about his death. And she's just going through her options right now, and she needs to know what her best option is. So for Nolan Wells, there is a female involved, or there's a female that has something to say. She wants to bring it to fruition, but she's nervous to do so because she's going through, like, if I say this, this is going to happen. But if I say this, this is going to happen. And she's going through, she's picking and choosing of what not to say and what to say. And she's trying to make a decision about that. I feel like this person feels trapped. And I do feel like we have a woman here. She might feel something towards, look at that, right next to that I feel like this is his parents. The mother and the father. I feel like she has a closer connection to the mother. She feels trapped. She feels stuck. I don't think she knows what to believe, but she might bring some truth because this is the enlightened one. You see that even though you're hung upside down, look at that sun around your head. You are the enlightened one. She might be able to bring some new direction into the case. I feel like a female might come to light, guys, for Nolan Wells. Let me just, what's the outcome of Nolan Wells? Will he get justice? What is the outcome for Nolan Wells? Will he get justice? What is the outcome for Nolan Wells? Will he get justice? No, it's shit. This is like abuse. This is like someone lying, someone not being truthful, and it's a younger man. So I have a female that wants to come forward, and then I have a male. This is all alleged. I'm not presenting this to you as fact. This is alleged. I have a male that's going to lie, or he's not going to provide us with the right information. I feel like this female has an obligation to the mother, but she is stuck. She's like, I'm getting, should I stay or should I go? Da-na-na-na-na-na. Should I stay or should I go? She's stuck. She doesn't know what to do. And this younger man here is a problem. There's a young man that's a problem. There's a belief system. For my outcome card, I have the Pope card in reverse, the Hierophant card. It's gonna challenge people in power, guys. Wow, this reading's crazy. It is going to challenge the people in power, the old dinosaurs that are behind the scenes that rule that Mississippi. First of all, the senator or the governor of Mississippi, y'all need to stop voting for people that wear toupees, okay? The minute that they show up with a fucking toupee, it should be a nay. Any man that comes on the scene and he has the shittiest toupee I've ever seen for a governor, or I don't know if he was the governor or whatever, but the minute that you see them with a toupee on, they're not making good decisions about themselves, okay? So they're not going to make good decisions about you either. Stop voting for men that have this weird creepiness with toupees, man. Just be bald and be proud. If you're gay, be gay and be proud. I don't really give a shit. Fix my potholes and make sure my tax money goes towards getting better schools, and, you know, just drives me crazy. That governor and the people that are in power in the state of Mississippi is going to challenge them. This is people in power challenging the norm, challenging the way that the good old boys, the way Mississippi has always done things, is going to be challenged. And this girl might actually hold the key. There is a girl, and her challenge is that boy. And she has, not so much so the dad, but she has a very strong feeling towards Nolan's mother. Is there a pregnancy? I wonder if there's going to be a rumor about a pregnancy or something. Or that we're birthing, something is coming to fruition. Something is going to come to light. Something's going to be birthed out. Something is going to come to fruition. That's all I'm going to say. Because she feels obligated to his mother. And she is going through her options. But there are people in power there are not good. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to get political, but there's something going on there. Will you pull for me? Yeah, I asked you. What was your question, honey? Give me something to focus on, the real Gemini. What was your question, honey? And then I'm going to go because it's late. I have to work early in the morning. I can't be late tomorrow. What's your question, the real Gemini? You're not sure? Okay. Let me just ask what Spirit wants to tell you. Spirit, what does the real Gemini need to hear right now? Spirit, what does the real Gemini need to hear right now? I do feel like I'm getting a message from someone, Gemini. Something's going to come through. I feel it. I feel like my hands are tingling. Like I feel it in my hands. They feel hot. What does the real Gemini need to hear right now? From Spirit. What does the real Gemini need to hear right now? Oh, okay. Here's your card. So we got... Things are starting to look up, Gemini. There is happiness on the horizon. You love innocently. You love fully. There's this like childlike energy surrounding you, or childlike positivity, you know, joy, to be more confident in your self-expression. But this is things coming to light for you. I feel like there might be some business opportunities, or I'm not sure if you work or not, but it could be earthly things, and that you will find success, whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been hoping for. I do feel like there is success here. I feel like Jupiter is helping you out, and the Saturn retrograde, you know, everyone gets scared of Saturn retrograde, like they get scared of Mercury retrograde, but we really shouldn't be scared of the retrograde, guys. They help us. Sometimes a retrograde can save your ass, okay? I mean, really, it can save your ass. So Jupiter is shining a light and bringing truth and positivity into your life. And maybe there's a mature male around you, or maybe there's I do feel like there's male energy around you. And they're very grounded. And this will be successful. Does any of that make sense? Does any of that, you know, what you've been working on, or what you've been doing, you will get a win here. There's going to be a victory. You could even get into the spotlight somehow. And I do feel like there's someone in your life, it could be a male, but he is helping you. He's grounded, he's mature, and he's trying to help you become more mature and grounded as well. But the light is shining on you, my love. The light is definitely shining upon you. So good news is on the horizon then, okay? And just become more grounded. That's all. But the light is shining on you. You will find success. The light is shining on you, and just to be more grounded, mature, and try not to get too distracted, okay? And caught up in the fairy tale of things. Be more stable, and look at your spirituality as a form of becoming more grounded with it. That's kind of what I'm feeling, being more grounded. I hope that helps, because it's been an uphill battle. You got that card on the bottom of the deck. And I think things are finally turning around to success, honey. All right. All right, I'm going to head to bed, guys. Thank you guys for being here. I love you all. Take care. Blessed be. Sleep well tonight, okay? Take care of one another. Be kind. Bye-bye.